In every hospital, there is a promise. A silent contract between parents and medicine. A belief that when you hand your child to a nurse, you are handing them to safety. But in one quiet English town, that belief would collapse. Not with a scream, not with chaos. But with a pattern. A pattern no one wanted to see. Because the face at the center of it all didn't look like evil. It looked like care. It looked like trust. It looked like a nurse. This is the story of Lucy Letby, the Countess of Chester Hospital. A place where life begins. Where parents take their first photos, where tiny hands wrap around adult fingers, where miracles happen quietly every day. The neonatal unit was meant to be a sanctuary. Fragile lives, fragile futures. Protected by science, protected by systems, protected by people. And among those people, was Lucy Letby. Young, soft-spoken, friendly, dedicated. She wasn't loud, she wasn't arrogant. She blended in. The kind of person you'd trust instinctively. The kind of person you'd never question. In 2015, something changed. Babies began collapsing. Not gradually, not predictably. Suddenly. Unexplained. The unit, which normally recorded 2 or 3 deaths a year, saw multiple collapses in weeks. Then months. Then more deaths. Staff tried to rationalize it. Staffing issues, premature births. Under-resourced care, coincidence. Because the alternative was unthinkable. That someone inside the unit was causing it. Then doctors noticed something. Not evidence, not proof. Just a presence. A name that kept appearing. Lucy Letby. On the same shifts. In the same rooms. At the same moments. Not alone, not exclusively. But consistently. And still, no one wanted to say it. Because suspicion alone isn't enough. And accusing a nurse is not a small thing. It's a career-ending accusation. A life-destroying one. So they stayed quiet. While parents trusted her. Doctors doubted themselves. Management dismissed concerns. Executives delayed action. Reviews were commissioned, reports were written. And babies kept dying. The system protected itself. The institution preserved its image. The pattern continued. And the person at the center of it kept working. Eventually, doctors refused to stay silent. Pressure mounted. Lucy Letby was removed from clinical duties. Not arrested. Not charged. Not accused publicly. Just moved. And something happened. The deaths stopped. The collapses stopped. The pattern disappeared. Police got involved. Quietly at first. Then formally. Years of data, years of records, years of patterns. Dozens of cases. Shift charts, medical logs, text messages, notes. Handwritten words. Distress, contradictions, confessions without clarity. A life being unraveled. The courtroom became a second neonatal unit. Silent, tense, heavy. Parents, doctors, experts. Stories of collapse, stories of blood, stories of sudden deterioration. A nurse who denied everything. A prosecution that said the unthinkable. That this wasn't failure. This wasn't error. This wasn't coincidence. This was intent. 7 murders. 7 attempted murders. Whole life sentence. No parole. No release. No return. Justice didn't arrive loudly. It arrived in silence. In verdicts. In numbers. In sentences. This wasn't just about Lucy Letby. It was about systems that hesitate. Institutions that delay. Authority that protects itself. And warning signs that get ignored. Because evil rarely looks like evil. It looks normal. It looks safe. It looks familiar. It looks like someone you trust. This story teaches something uncomfortable. That danger doesn't always come from strangers. Sometimes it comes from uniforms. From titles. From positions of trust. And real safety isn't a feeling. It's accountability. It's systems that listen. It's courage to speak. It's action when patterns appear. Because the most dangerous monsters are the ones who never look like monsters. Lucy Letby didn't look like a killer. She looked like a nurse. And that's what made her the most terrifying kind. Not because she hid in darkness, but because she stood in the light. Trusted. Believed. Untouched. Until the truth finally caught up. For more chilling true crime stories, follow, like and subscribe.